Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
आज महला चौथा। मधुसूदन मेरे मन तन प्राणा, हो हर बिन दूजा अबर न जाना। कोई सज्जन संत मिले वडभागी, मैं हर प्रभ प्यारा दसै जियो। हो मन तन खोजी भाल भालाई, क्यों प्यारा प्रीतम मिले मेरी माई। मिल सत संगत खोज दसाई, विच संगत हर प्रभ वसे जियो। मेरा प्यारा प्रीतम सतगुर रखवाला, हम बारिक दीन करो प्रतिपाला। मेरा मात पिता गुर सतगुर पूरा, गुर जल मिल कमल विकसै जियो। मैं बिन गुर देखे नींद न आवे, मेरे मन तन वेदन गुर बिरहो लगावे। हर हर दया करो गुर मिल हो, जन नानक गुर मिल रहसे जियो। जन नानक गुर मिल रहसे जियो। सासी रल मिल के फतेह दान जी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So Maharaj's Beyant Kirpa, we're now at the last pori of Japji Sahib. After this is going to be obviously the slok, which nearly every child in our path knows as well. But this pori is a very interesting pori because although it's an answer from the previous pori, which we talked about, this pori is also kind of like the whole of Sikhi. And if you look at Gyani Pindapal Singh, for example, the Katha of this pori, they've done like 20 hours on this one body. It's a very deep body. If you try to understand this, the whole of Sikhi can be explained by just this body. So we'll try and go through the body, and we'll see why is this body about Sikhi in totality, and not just the previous what it linked to. And we'll also look at why this body explains the Panch Khand as well that we just talked about. Because last week we talked about Sach Khand, which is the last bit of the 37th body, where Maharaj starts talking about what is Sach. And one meaning we said of Sach is the Shabad. Shabad is Sach. And we talked about that Maharaj is telling us to become the Shabad, so that inside us is no longer what we think is Gurmat. And Gurmat is in Gurbani. So the Shabad becomes Pargat inside us. And the Sad Sangat becomes that Sach Khand. If Shabad is Sach, and the Shabad Khand is Sad Sangat. Mil Sat Sangat Khoj Dasai, which is Sangat Har Pravase Jiyo. Right now, if we current Khand, this right now is Sach Khand. So Guru is trying to tell us to recreate Sach Khand here, in the Sad Sangat. In the Gurdwara, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is trying to recreate heaven here for us, through their Shabad. And Bhai Gurdas Ji gives an example of this. So sometimes people question, what is Sat Sangat? What is a Sangat? Because some people will say, well, that's not enough Sangat. These people are not enough to be Sangat. People will say that. We need more people. We need the whole Panth to be here for the Guru to be here. But Bhai Gurdas Ji tells us, Ik Sikh, we all understand that, Ik Sikh. They said, Doi Sad Sang. Two people in Sad Sangat, if you had people at that level, just two of those would be like Sad Sangat. And they say, Panji Parameshwar. That's why the Panj Khalsa make the Amrit. And the people that make the Amrit, they have a test. Not just everybody can just go and start doing Panch Pyari Seva. Although when it comes to Nagar Kirtan, we just put anybody at the front. Anybody who's Amritari can go and stand the Panch Pyari. But we know that there is a test to become Panch Pyara. You must have the Rehat and you must have Panch Baniya Kant memorized. All 5 banis have to be memorized, otherwise you can't be in the Panj Pyare. This is an important thing to understand because you can't memorize something until you do it every day. And the Sangat will know this as well. Once you memorize something, it can go as well if you don't keep it up. Sometimes you have a part memorized for a while, then you stop doing it, and then you can just get onto it, but it's gone now. It's not gone anymore. Yahi hunda hai. So the nit karna, that's why people try to do Panj Baniya. Although Sikrat Maryada says, and there's nothing wrong with that in the morning, Japji Sahib, Jap Sahib and Tawbah Sahib, we should still try if we can to do Panj Baniya every day. So Satsang ji, 5 people is God as per Sikhi. If you get 5 passes together, God is there as well. Or 5 Gursikhs or Gurmukhs, or even 5 Bhagats. It's not related to, but Bhai Gurdasi says, Ik Sikh, Doi Satsang, Panji Parameshwar. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji in the previous party finished off with this line. They said ki Sachkhand, the Katha of Sachkhand is hard. They said Nanak Kathna Karda Sar. To explain the Sar, the Tat we said, the essence, is difficult. Maharaj says Kathna Karna is Karda. Karda means hard. Nanak Kathna Karda Sar. What is the Sar? Tatte Sar na jane, the essence. There's 2 meanings of that Sar. It can be method as well. But we said that one meaning is this essence. And that refers to this because this Shabad is all about gold. This Shabad is about how this 38th body is all about gold and all about how to purify gold. To get to our inner essence. We're going to go through this, what that means. But we know our inner essence already. Maharaj just told us that Man tu Jyot Swarup hai. Apna mool pachan. Recognize where you came from. Your essence. Mool is like that root. So we're trying to purify ourselves. So Guru Sahib tells the yogis, you know, it's hard to explain how to get to the essence. They say it's a bit like gold being purified. And they say, explain that to us. They say, Maharaj, explain to me how is finding spirituality a bit like getting the essence of gold and purifying it. So Maharaj says now, Jat Pahara Tiraj Sunyar Aharan Mat Ved Hathyar Pao Khala Agan Taptao Panda Pao Amrit Tit Tal Khadiya Sabad Sachi Taksal Jinko Nadar Karam Tinkar Nanak Nadari Nadar Nihal Jinko Nadar Karam Tinkar Nanak Nadari Nadar Nihal Jat Pahara Tiraj Sunyar. Jat, Maharaj says, if you want to make this purifying the gold, you need a pahara. To purify anything, you need to start with the shop, the hatti of that goldsmith. Goldsmith is Sunyar. So the goldsmith, before he starts doing anything, he has a shop or a workplace where he's going to do this. So Maharaj says the workplace of this kind of purification is Jat. Jat has got, the main meaning of Jat is to be a Jati person. A Jati person is somebody who has conquered their desires. The main 3 desires we talked about, 3 Vashna, are Kam, and then Lobh, greed and pride. So lust, greed and pride. And in the world where we live now, the people will tell us that if you want to get rid of your desires, you should fulfill them. Ichha puri kar lo, then it's be gone. And a lot of people get caught in this mentality, well, I need this much, so let me just get that much, and I'll be satisfied. The problem is, it doesn't work that way. The whole of the world is telling you, you need something, go and get it, then you stop wanting it. But Maharaj is telling us, it doesn't work that way. Because Jat means to get rid of that desire in itself. To control it. So desire doesn't control you, you control the desire. The word Raja, it means a Raja hoya. In Bani it will say, Ithi Raja. If you give me dukh, I'll still be content. Raja means somebody who's content because the Raja has got so much power, whatever he wants, he can ask for. That's why it's the word Raja comes from the word Raja Hoya. Maharaj is telling us, actually, if you want to be Raja Hoya, to be satisfied in life, then you don't necessarily need to get the desire fulfilled. You do need some desire fulfilled. We need to change your desires. Because the Ichha might not be the right Ichha. We need to improve our Ichha. And we said that the 7-stage process of spirituality starts with Shubh Ichha, the right desire. Shubh Ichha Rakni. Now, there's a good story about this. Imagine there was a Pind, a village in Punjab, and the village caught fire. Now, a lot of the houses, they're made out of wood, so they're going to burn very quickly. And in this fire, everybody's running around trying to find a solution to this fire. And there was a person in this Pind, when the fire was taking place, that there was a person with caravans and caravans full of wood. He was a wood trader. And he had loads of people with him, 50 people. So the head of the Pind, they said to him, you got 40, 50 people, help us to put the fire out. The person who was running the caravan, he was a bright guy in trading. But in life, he was a bit dopey. He wasn't a very clever person. You wouldn't say he had gyan. What he did is, he was kind-hearted though. He said, let's do something about this. He said to all of his men, put the fire out by throwing the wood on top of it. Put the fire out, throw all the wood on top of this fire. Now you know what's going to happen if you put wood on a fire. The fire's going to increase. So what happens now is some person who's got a bit of sense comes out and he's talking. He says, who is this idiot that said to throw wood on top of fire? So to put it out. And there was a sadhu who was standing next to that person. And the sadhu said that he said, look, this person might be the idiot who put on fire, because there's loads of idiots like this. Because he's not the only idiot here. The rest of the world is all trying to put out fires by putting wood on top of it. Because Bani would tell us that these desires are like fire inside us. So our pride, our lust and our greed, they are fires inside us. And the more we feed them with wood, the more they grow. But we try to go down that line of helping them to satisfy them. Actually what we do is we let them rule us. They get even stronger next time. It's an important learning in this, because many a time when we go to camps, the youth come up to us and say, I've got these problems in my life, I've got to deal with my kaam, krodh, lobh, ahankar. And sometimes, unfortunately, society tells them that what they should do, they should satisfy them a little bit. And that's going down the wrong route. See, starting off wrong. So, Guru Amar Das Ji says that we should fulfill our desires. When what we read out every day, in Anand Sahib, Maharaj tells us, Sacha naam mera adharo. Sach naam adhar mera jin pukha sab gawaiyan. This naam gets rid of all my pukh. That's how amazing it is. Is it our support? Then what does Maharaj say next? Kar sant sukh man ay vasya jin ichha sab pujaiyan. That the naam will fulfill all our desires. Maharaj says, yes, I know you got desires, but you can fulfill them with something even better than putting wood on top of fire. You can fulfill them with naam. In the old days, the jati person used to be somebody who was celibate. And there used to be people that used to be known as being jati. And they would never ever, indulge in all the things that, like Gristi Jeevan. But Maharaj has changed the solution. Maharaj said you should be living in Gristi Jeevan. But Bhai Gurdas Ji says, Eka nari jati hoy, par nari ti pain vakhane. We know the quote of this. Maharaj says, having one woman as your wife, Eka nari jati hoy. That's a true jati person. One wife, and then par nari ti pain vakhane. Every other woman should be like your sister or your daughter. So what this means for us is that for a Gursikh, if you think, ki chalo, I'll read this dodgy magazine and that will make me satisfy my desire right now, it's not going to work that way. You're putting wood on fire because you're looking at your sister's body. You're looking at your daughter's body. By going down that road, it's not going to help. You need to go out of that, get into Naam Simran. Make Naam your support. Sacha Naam Mera Adharu. When we talk about Naam, let's hold on to Naam. Support means when I fall down, it supports me. So when we fall down in our life with these panchor, jati means hold on to the Naam and just think about sticking to Guru's hukum. So it's about controlling our senses, seeing properly, hearing properly, tasting properly, smelling properly, and touching properly. These are the 5 senses. We need to control them. This is the pahara, Maharaj says, of this. If this Sikhi, if you're going to say this all about Sikhi, Sikhi starts with getting ourselves to Jati point. And then Maharaj says, Tiraj Sunyar. Sunyar is the goldsmith, the person who deals with the gold. Maharaj says Tiraj is patience. Now, it's a funny word in English, it's a phrase. It's called have the patience of a saint. Patience of a saint. When you see somebody who's got a lot of patience, we'll say it's got patience of a saint. This is what Maharaj is asking for us to have, patience. Many times in life, we'll ruin things just by saying something wrong or rushing. In Kaljug, they say Kaljug's got 2 main weapons, the tongue and the sexual organs. Those are the 2 main signs of Kaljug. Not being able to control our mouth to say and speak properly, and to not being able to actually to not have the wrong hungers, wrong desires from the mouth. That's one problem. And then sex, which is a big problem for the entire world. Maharaj just told us that Kaljug has these 2 main forms. We can control these. So the patience of a saint in Sikhi, in one way, means patience about these 2 things. When we're going to get food, when we're going to have our relations in the right way in Grihastha Jeevan. So this is the first one. But also in life, if we don't have patience, we'll never think. We'll run around. Life is so busy, we all know that. We've got iPads, Blackberries, emails coming every second. If we don't stop and think, we're going to let life pass us by. We're never going to go do Bani. People have asked me many times, how can you do Bani? Just wake up before you normally wake up and then do Bani. Have your phone in airplane mode. Don't have anybody else around you that could bother you, and do it then. This is me time. When I say me time, I don't mean home time, I mean naam time. Because home naave naal varudh hai. So when we say me time, it means naam simran time. Focus upon your essence, this essence which is gold. So Maharaj is saying, if you want to have the right tiraj, if you want to be the goldsmith of this shop, is tiraj. Have patience. Become long-term orientated. As a tuk in Bani, Maharaj says, Manda muna kichi de lammi nadannehali. Don't do anything bad. Don't do any evil. Look to the ahead in the future with foresight. Think, if I do something wrong, it's going to come back on me at the end. It's going to trouble me. You can't get away from consequences of actions. So, now Sunyal is a goldsmith. Very common surname as well. You see people that are called Sunyal. What's interesting is, why does Maharaj use gold? We should ask this question. Why does Maharaj use gold here? Many times in Bani they use farmer. Why don't they use farmer here as well? Why gold? The interesting thing about gold is indestructible. The gold that was around 2,000 years ago, you can burn it and burn it and burn it, but it won't disappear. It's indestructible. It will still stay there. It might change form. Just like our soul. Our soul has gone through so many different cycles, 8.4 million lives. And now, at the end of all of that, with God's grace, we've got a human life. With this Kirpa of Waheguru, we've got a human life. Now, Maharaj is saying inside you is gold. The way the gold is made nowadays is different to how it used to be made before. How it was purified before was this. You get lumps of gold mixed with other things, other precious metals. What they would do is, they would heat that gold up. Really heat it up, really high temperature. And then, when it's in this thing called a crucible, which is like a bowl, being heated up in the really hot fire, somebody would stir it. When it melts. When they would stir it, then all the impurities in the gold would come out. And they would collect them off. That's called a dross. So you know when some people say that's a dross, that means the use of stuff, that comes from the same thing about purifying. So when the dross comes out, then what's left is purified gold. That's how we get 24 karat gold. The different carats of gold come from heating it up. And actually, nowadays, they put poison, like cyanide and hydrogen into the gold, because the gold doesn't get affected by that. And that helps to get the impurities up. It's chemically purified nowadays. But the process is always the same. That poor gold ends up going through a test of fire. That poor gold gets poisoned. At the end of it, it comes out purified. It's like that for us as well. Life is like that. It's going to throw stuff at us all the time. That's going to burn us. That's going to hurt us. But when we go through it, and we stick to Gurbani, at the end of that then we'll come out purified. This is why this Maharaj is using this way. They're talking about life. Life is like this purification process. But if we see the fire and the poison as bad, then we will forget we're on a mission. We're on a journey, Maharaj is telling us. The journey is to become ikis with Waheguru, to become purified. So the purification process is a hard process. It is tough, but at the end of it is gold, pure gold. And there's a little joke story about this, because we could think, actually I should gold, I know we talk about gold now, people might think gold is valuable itself. Is that the question? Because Bani will tell us that this human life actually is a golden opportunity, it says. It says in Bani, Saas gaya kaya tal paye, take pache koi na khaye. When the breath is taken away, the body becomes useless and it just melts away. This teh means melt, the same tal that we're going to use later on. Man says, Kanchan kaya nirmal hans, jisme naam niranjan ans. That body is golden. That body is golden, and inside it has this swan, the nirmal hans, the pure hans, which is our soul. Which one? The one that has even a little bit of naam. Little bit of naam is enough to purify the whole body. And in Bani it says the Guru is gold as well. Soine ka birkh pat parwala ful jebe har lal tit fal ratan lage hai mukh pakhat hirde hriday nihal. The Guru is a tree of gold with leaves of coral and jewels and rubies. From his mouth comes jewels, and then within his heart he holds God. The Guru is the gold as well. But we don't need to worship gold. This is the funny thing. Gurbani will tell us again and again that the Gursikh is somebody who sees gold and iron as the same. So we're not interested in gold in itself, we're interested in the gold that's inside us. And at the end of this purification process, the gold is tested as well. And Asadiwa starts off by telling us about this test. There's something called a kasvati. It's a little rock. And when you take that rock and you rub it on gold, then it makes a particular color. Because gold is so malleable, it will make a color upon the rock. And that's called a kasvati. And you can check the color of the gold marked upon the kasvati. It will tell you how pure that gold is. And Bani says, Har amrit pinne loina, man prem ratana ram raje, man ram kasvati laya, kanchan so vinna. My eyes are wet with the nectar of Waheguru. You know what amrit they pour in your eyes? Is because when you start singing Bani, some of us will start crying. That's being purified. You're being purified there. The tears are tears that you need to go through. It's Bairag. Maharaj says, when I go through this, Man Prem Ratana Ram Raje, I'm in love. I'm in beautiful love then. Man Ram Kasvati Laya. I take my mind, which is now purified, and I rub it upon the Kasvati. And what happens? Kanchan Sovinna. It's found out to be gold 100%. Because that's the color that's come out. Sovinna 100%. Gurumukh Rang Chiruliya, Mera Manatano Pinna, Jananak Muska Chakolia. Sabjanam Tan Tanna. My life has become blessed now. Tan Tanna. So Maharaj gives us this. So we don't need to value gold, we need to value our life. Because in heaven they don't care about gold. The joke is this: an old man is very rich, he knows he's about to die. He gets one wish. He says, I want to take all my wealth with me as gold. I want to take it with me. So he gets given that gold. Then the angels come for him and they say, what's in these bags? We come for your soul. He goes, I'm going to take this with me. They go, what's in it? He goes, all the gold I had. They open it up and they look at it, they start laughing. They go, he says, why are you laughing? He goes, why did you bring pavement for the roads? They said the roads of heaven are paved with gold. Or take all, kanchan means nothing then. This kanchan we have here, use it for something good, for seva. Falaka lo, use it up, don't leave it behind, it's not going to go with you. We all know that. Use it. So let's now do a little bit of Simran to understand, we want to be purified like gold. The stuff that we've gone through in life is not bad, it's good, it's teaching us. Dukh daru, sukh rok paya. Sukh is bad. Maharaj said, Dukh is daru. Let's get purified. Let's find that we become like that Kanchan Sovinna. Let self-control, our self-control be the furnace, the shop, and patience be the goldsmith. Let's have these two qualities.
Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
The next line Maharaj says in this body, Ahran mat ved hathyar. Now the Ahran is, when the sunyar, the goldsmith is working, he needs an anvil. Very strong piece of metal. He puts the gold on there and he beats it into shape to make it, shape it the way he wants. Maharaj says, make your mat. Ahran mat. Now what is mat? Because we use this word a lot, gurmat, gurmat, manamat. Mat is like your point of reference. What is the highest level of thinking you have? Your vichar. But the highest level of vichar. Some people that have a very low level of vichar, we can call it Madi mat. Uchi mat, we ask Guru Sahib for in Ardas. Mat uchi, we ask for, don't we? We want that uchi mat. And Bani says in for us, Hochi mat, paya man hocha. If you have a low mat, then your mat becomes hocha. Paya man hocha, gud sa makhi khaya. It's an interesting thing. Maharaj says that if you don't have the right mat, level of thinking, level of wisdom, what you refer to, you might end up eating the makhi with the gud. We know that there's gud is sugar, there's always makhi around it. But if you picked up a sweet that had a makhi on it, a fly, we wouldn't eat it. Because we've been taught better. We have a reference point that says don't do that. So buddhi is when the man uses the mat to improve and gets wisdom. You have theoretical knowledge, which is the highest mat, and then from there we get our mind. When the mind starts using the mat properly, then it gets buddh, wisdom. So we need to take gurmat, is what it's saying. Now what's important about this Aaron is the Aaron is a very strong thing. It's very heavy. So our mat, our gurmat, the mat we take on needs to be strong. It needs to be unyielding. The hammer is going to hit that mat hard, but it can't move. The mat can't be soft, it has to be hard. We need to be strong and sturdy. When we have good mat inside us, let's be strong. Let's not keep bending all over the place. When we know it's wrong, it's wrong. That's it. We're not going to do it. And Mara, in the next line of this, when Mara says, Hochi mat pe aman hocha, gursa maki khaya, naam marjad aya kal pitar, nango band chalaya. Maryad, it means maryada. Means the way of living. Rahat maryada means how to live your life. Mara says, without maryad, in Kaljug, you came into this world, you had no maryada. And therefore, you got tied up. Nangu. Nango, band chalaya. You go back with nothing. You don't have those clothes of Sifat Salah that Maharaj wants us to have. Maharaj wants us to be covered in God's praise. This is the parda that's going to go on top of us. We don't have it. We got no maryada. Wake up whenever we want. Do part whenever we want. No. Maryada which start to follow Guru's mat. So what is being beaten in between this? Well, on this errand is our mind. Our mind is what's being formed here. The mind is being purified. So this is the purification process. We need to beat our mind with the mat. And on one hand we have gurmat, and the other hand we have Ved Hathyar. Ved means the knowledge, because it's got Ankar underneath it. It's not referring to the 4 Vedas. Maharaj is not saying go and get the Vedas and read them. Maharaj is saying Ved, one Ved which is Gurbani, Guru's wisdom. It means knowledge. The two ways to understand it, because there's two things here that are quite similar. You got Gurmat and you got Ved, is that Gurmat can come from Guru's actions as well. What the Gurus did. Because that gives a good guide for how we should behave. So we have the Guru's actions, we have the Guru's teachings. And they both work together. Because if we, in Guru's teachings is Gurbani. So that means if we're doing our Nitnem, we're exposing our mind to Guru's Ved. Every day we're exposing ourselves to this Guru Ved. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at Guru's lives. Babaniya, Kahaniya, Buddha, Saputta Karen. We need to listen to stories of our Baba. What did he do? So, although we're doing Japji Sahib Katha here, also we started that Waheguru course because it's Guru's lives. What did the Gurus do? So, the Waheguru course is going to start coming online soon on our YouTube channel. We're going through Guru Nanak Dev Ji. We're going to go through all the Gurus and what did they do? It's important to learn those stories of what our Gurus did because they gave us Gurmat. In life, you need both. You need Bani to train your mind every day, but also when something goes wrong, you need Guru's examples. What did they do in similar situations? We apply that to our life. So, Manu Samjhana hai. This is all about beating the mind to say follow these two. Stay between Gurmat and Guru's actions. Guru's wisdom and Guru's actions. Stay within that. The next thing Maharaj said after that is Po Khala Agan Tapatao. Po is the same Po from Nirpo. So Maharaj says make fear your Khala. What is a khala now? There's two ways of khala. In Punjab, if you've been to Pin, when the fire goes down, they have a long stick like this, made out of metal or made out of... They'll blow air into the fire, and that will give it oxygen, and it will fuel that fire up. It needs to go. Air, without air, the fire will go out. So you need to blow into it. And some people in the West, they have the leather one. It's like a pump. It's like a long pump with a long stick at the front. And they'll pump it. That's a khala. Po, khala, agana, tapatao. When we have this fire, what's going to be the thing? It's called bellows in English. When we have this color of fear, what will that fire be? Maharaj says, agana, agni. What is the agni? Tapatao. Tapatao means tapasya, worship, bhakti, penance, to do hard work, or what we call bandagi. Bandagi also means to do worship. Bandagi means to be tied down like a slave as well. It means slavery, and it also means worship. Amazing thing. To become a slave of God. Jana Nanak. Same Jan means a servant, means a slave. So why do we need fear? Here's the interesting thing. Because we always say Sikhi, this is not a God-fearing religion, it's a God-loving religion. We've heard that many times. People say that. Maharaj says in Bani, Nanak Jinaman Pao, Tinaman Pao. Those who have fear in their hearts, in their mind, they have love. Fear and love. But in Bani it also says, in the same Asad Diwar, same Asad Maharaj says, look, Ek nahi chakri, jit pao khasam na jaye. Nanak sevak kandiye, je seti khasam samay. That means is, what kind of service is this? Ek nahi chakri. What kind of service is this when the love, when the fear of the master doesn't go? Maharaj is saying, don't be scared of God. But at the same time, he's saying, if you haven't got fear, you haven't got love. Bit of a conundrum. We're not fearing God, we're fearing the system. The system is set up. If you do bad, you get bad. You do good, you get good. If you don't care about the system, if you think, forget it, doesn't matter, then you've got no fear. You're not going to love because you don't care, there's no respect. You don't love you might love your mother, don't respect her, she will say that's not love. Same thing. You need a bit of fear, because the parents tell you off, if you don't care about it, they'll say, you don't love me, you don't even listen to me. Guru's come to give us wisdom. He gives us the wisdom, we listen to him as well. Not just ignore him and say, Guru nu manda hega, matha tek leta, paise paate, and then, like that stone we talked about last week, just the stone or the wood, but we want to be the sugar, we want to melt. So we need love, we need to stick to Guru's hukum. Maharaj says, there are some people that are like this, but the patthar. Maharaj says, Salam jawab dove kare, mundo khutta jaye, nanak dove kuriya, thai na kai pai. The translation of that is, one person does salam, and then other time he does jawab. Same person does salam to Guruji, but then he does jawab as well. What does jawab mean? Jawab deta, said no. When we say our kids don't answer back, what that means is when we tell them something, do it. But they say jawab. Maharaj says, go and do this. Kyonji? Maharaj saying, go and do this. I know better than you. You know, like you tell you might, if you get kids, like I've got kids, I always tell them to do something, and I always get this, but. Maharaj says, forget the but, do it. Your Guru's got the mind, get on with it. Later on, ask why. You maybe won't even ask why. Guru's saying, get up in the morning, do Japji Sahib. Do it. Ena pucho kyon? 2 saal baad you say, wow, Guru, thanks for telling me then. I would never have realized. Until we start doing it, hona nahi. So fear for us is to start to do it. Maharaj said, if you refuse your Guru, then actually, if you do salam and jawab, you started off wrong. Mundo khutta jai. You started off wrong from the very beginning. You're not going to go the right way. You're going to turn around and start walking the wrong way. It's not going to happen. Maharaj says both of his actions are false. This salam is also false and jawab is also false. No good. You never find a place in that heaven. So we need to keep fear. Bani says, Pੈ bin koi na langas par. Pੈ po rakhya pae sawar. Pੈ tan agan. Pakhe pੈ naal pੈ po khadiye sabad sawar. Beautiful. Maharaj says, without the fear of God, no one's going to pass over this ocean. This fear of God actually adorns the love. If love was like the cake, the icing is the fear. That's what it's saying. And it says that in our body, the fear of God burns away the fear of the world. Because we have fear of failure, we have fear of love of God. So when we love God, where the other fears melt away, and the Maharaj says finally, with Pੈ po khadiye sabad sawar. We adorn with the Shabad. It's all about Shabad. So Gurbani is all about following Sikhi. So Sikh Sakha Bandap hai pai, je Gur ke paane vich aave. Apne paane jo challe pai, vichhde chota khave. We need to come into Guru's hukam, start following what they tell us. And Maharaj says next, Pao khala agan tapatao. Tapatao means tapasya. Tapasya and hard work. So Guru Sahib is saying that when we start to have fear for Guru, fear for this hukum that's going on, that we are part of, we can't get away from the hukum, then we start to do bhakti, real bhakti. We start to wake up and start doing our part. Because we think, you know what? Maharaj is right. I'm going to die one day. And only thing that's going to come with me is now. So I better fix up, look sharp as we talked about. Let's start doing this. And Maharaj says, look, when we start doing this tapatao, then Maharaj says, Panda Pao Amrit Tit Tal. Panda is love. You know the crucible where they put the gold into and they cook it in the fire? That's called the panda. That panda is a very strong panda. It has to be able to withstand the heat of what's going on around it. So when this fire of the world and the test that we're being put to the purification fire, this love needs to be strong enough to hold on to. And inside that panda, which is very hot now, inside it, Maharaj says, Amrita Tita, inside it, Tal. Tal means to melt. This is what the word Tal means. It doesn't mean like a Tal or shield or Dal. It doesn't mean Tal. It means Tal. Melt it. Because that's what happens to the gold when it goes inside that panda. It melts in the heat. And then it gets purified afterwards. The next Pankti will go into the purification. Maharaj says it will melt. And then Amrit. Now, Amrit here doesn't refer to Amrit. It doesn't refer to Amrit, but what it refers to actually is Guru. The Guru's Shabad goes inside it. Guru's Upadesh, Guru's teachings. The Amrit Bani, Har Har Teri, Sun Sun Hove, Paramagat Meri. That's what it's referring to, because everything in Sikhi is about the Shabad. So the Shabad goes into, and then it gets melted. It gets melted, which is why the next body says, Khadiye Shabad. What this means for us is that actually Pao and Amrit are linked. Love, Panda, Pao, Panda. Make Panda your love into your Panda, and then your Amrit will be melted. So love and Amrit are linked. And that's true because the Panch Pyare also loved Guru. When Guru Sahib said, give me your head, they said, Hanji. So love and Amrit are very linked. It's no longer about being scared of getting mukti. Power is gone. The fear is gone. Now it's about love. We give ourselves to our Guru. This gatra around our neck, this is the Mangal Sutra of our Guru. It's the marriage ceremony. We give ourselves to our Guru. We say, I love you. I want to give my head to you. In Sikhi, love is all about giving yourself. And that's why Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Jeto prem khiran ka chao, sir tar tali, gali meri aao. Come into this road. It's a game of love we're playing here. So we give ourselves to our Guru. Those that want to give themselves to Guru, they want to take Amrit. There's only one way of doing it. There's no longer Charan Amrit. Amrit is always from Khande Bhatti Amrit. So this is the Amrit we're trying to work towards. And then Maharaj says, we also know in Bani, how is the Amrit made? If you don't know, we'll just quickly describe it. Amrit is made by Panch Pyare looking at the Pani. They look at the Amrit and they put sugar into it. What do? They melt the sugar, Amrit Tal, they melt it, and the whole time they read Bani. They not look around the whole room and just see what's going on. Now they look at only at the Amrit. Nadar is going into there. We're going to get to Nadar in a minute. Nadar is going into that Amrit, and they are already people that are living this life every day. They've got it memorized. It's not just a joke for them. They do it every day, and they pour all that Shakti into that, because Amrit Bani is going into that. That's the Amrit that we're trying to get to. This is the Amrit which Maharaj is saying, Pivo Pahol Khande Tar, Hoye Janam Sohela. Your life will become beautiful with this Amrit. Khadiye Sabad Sachi Taksad. So now the purification process is going to start. When that Shabad is melted inside us, the Amrit Shabad is melted, then we're going to pure out all the dross. What's the dross? The dross is ourselves. It's our manmat, our bad thinking, hochimat. It's all going to get purified out because we're going to keep on melting it. Khadiye Shabad. Because Shabad is already perfect. How do we khad? How do we make Shabad? We make it real. We make it real inside us. We make it happen. Khadiye Shabad. And where do we do it? Sachi Taksal. This is the true mint, Maharaj says. Sachi Taksal. Taksal means a mint. And the true mint for us, the one that's approved. You see, I could print money myself at home, but I'm not at Sachi Taksal. It's not real. Yeah? The true Taksal is Sasangat. You are the Sachi Taksal. So Maharaj says, the true Taksal is here. In the Guru Sangat, when Guru Granth Sahib Ji is here, this is the Sachi Taksal. Sasangat Maharaj says, Satgur ke jiye ki sar na jape, ke pure Satgur pave. Gur Sikha andar Satguru varte, jo Sikha no loche, so Gur khushi ave. How do I please my Guru? I don't know. Maharaj says, if you want to please you, then Gur Sikha andar Satguru varte, jo Sikha no loche, so Gur khushi ave. Guru is inside the Gur Sikhs. If you want darshan of Guru Sikhs, you make Guru happy. This is the beauty of this. So, for us, we have two choices. Two choices in life. You want to be the gold or you want to be the iron. That's what Maharaj tells in Bani. There's another Shabad which refers to this taksal, but this is the bad taksal. Not the true taksal of Guru, but the bad taksal. In this one, we're no longer gold, we're iron. It's no longer gold, iron. Maharaj says in Bani as well, life of a manamukh is this. Kaya aran, man vich loha, panch agan tit lag rahi. Koile paap pade tis upar, man jalya, sanni chint pai. Translation will come up. In this is the bad taksal. Not such taksal, the bad taksal. The body is a furnace. The mind is the iron within it. What is it burning with? Panch rog. The 5 fires, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, is burning in those 5. Not burning in what we wanted. Tapatao is burning in this. Then, Koila Paap Padetis Upar. Sin is the charcoal, you put it to burn it. Paap. And then, Man Jalya. Sanni Chintapai. You pick it up with tongues of anxiety and worry. Maharaj says, however, what could happen though? We're going to go to Shabad about this. Paya manur kanchan phir hove je gur mile teneha. What was the useless stuff, the dross? This word up there probably is the wrong word. This word means dross, the useless stuff. Even that useless stuff can become gold again. Maharaj says, Paya manur kanchan phir hove je gur mile teneha. If you meet with the Guru, this is meeting Guru. To come to Gurdwara is doing this. What we're talking about in this Shabad, this is what Guru is. To create us into gold. Ek naam amrit oh deva to nanak drishtis deva deha. He blessed us with the naam, the Amrit Bani. He blessed us with the, then we become steady. So Satsang ji, we're going to Shabad now about why is meeting Guru like becoming from iron to gold? Because Guru is the Paras. Guru is that magic stone, the philosopher's stone, who will turn us from iron to gold. Paras pet kanchan tat hoi sat sangat ki vadiyai. When the stone, the metal touches the philosopher's stone, it becomes gold. Who does this? Sat sangat ki vadiyai. Coming into here now, instead of sitting at home watching TV, this is what the magic is happening now. Guru Maharaj is here, the Satsangat is here. We're going to start becoming from iron into gold.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Paul much para vadda to, man mat maholi bole bol. Sir tar chaliye sayyaba, nadri karmi gur bichar. Pabin koi na langas paai, paipau rakhya pae svar. Patan agne pake pehnan, paipau kadiya sabd svar. Babin karat kach nikach, andha sacha andhi sat. Buddhi bahi upja jao, seh siyanap pave na tao. Nanak man mukh bolan vao, andha akhar vao dvao. Gur paras hum loho, gur paras hum loho, gur paras hum loho. Nil kanchan hoya Ram, nil kanchan hoya Ram. Gur paras पारस हम लो गुर पारस हम लो मिल कंचन होया राम मिल कंचन होया राम गुर पारस हम लो
become the gold, that we understand the process of purifying. This is becoming Guru. This is why we go from Loha to Kanchan, because this is the process we go through. And then Maharaj says, who does this? Who are the people that do this? Jinko nadar karam tinkar. This work is done by those people who have got kirpa. Nadar karam. Vaheguru looks at us. The look of Vaheguru, nadar, is kirpa. Sometimes when we get angry, we can't even speak. The eyes are flashing with anger. In the same way, when God looks with kirpa. Because in their eyes, they speak on Gurbani, they speak in Gurbani. But when they look with kirpa. They bless us. But why always Maharaj says nadari karam? Why always nadar and karam go together? Because sometimes you have to do something to earn that kirpa. It's not that we can't do anything to earn God's grace. We have to do it. The work is just being given to us. Jinko nadar karam tinkar. So with kirpa, we start to do this work. As we start to do this work, we get kirpa. No one can predict where the kirpa is going to come from. We can't speak for kirpa. Vaheguru decides kirpa. But we have to do the work. We have to become the Shabad. Khadiye Shabad. We have to make the Shabad real inside us in the Sadh Sangat. And then what happens to these people? They become purified with the kirpa, and then what happens to them? Nanak nadari nadar nihal. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Nanak says, nadari nadar nihal. With this kirpa, nadari is Vaheguru. Vaheguru is the one that can do kirpa. No one else can do kirpa. Vaheguru can do kirpa. Guru Sahib is a form of Vaheguru in that same way, because they can do kirpa. Gur kirpa jenar ko kini, tehe jugat pachani, nanak leen payo gobind syo jo pani sang pani. Guru Sahib has that power to bless us. The nadari is Vaheguru or Guru nadar nihal. Through that nadar that they look at us, they bless us with kirpa, we become nihal, nihal, nihal. This word is hard to describe it, because it's an experience. I know we say, Bole so nihal, satriyaka. The one who speaks becomes nihal, but this nihal is a very high state. It means you're one with Vaheguru, and you're enjoying that bliss of Vaheguru. Nanak nadari nadar nihal. This is what we're aiming for, to become nihal from kirpa. To do this hard work and get purified in this way. And this state is pure bliss. That person is beparwa. Now, somebody will say, okay then, how does this, we talked about this as Sikhi, we can understand this as Sikhi to become purified, and Guru, how does this relate now to the Panch Khands? This body, how does it relate to Panch Khands? Maharaj says, Jat Pahara Tiraj Sunyar. In Taram Khand, the first Pankti, Maharaj says, act properly. Have Jat, have Tiraj, behave properly, come in Maryata, discipline your mind. Then Maharaj says, Aharan Mat Ved Hathyar. In Gyan Khand, you need to have Mat of Guru. You need to have Ved of Gurbani. See the truth in Gurmat and the Gurbani, see the truth in Guru's lives. Get Gyan Khand, and then says, Pao Khala Agan Tapatao. In Sharam Khand now, Maharaj says, then you have to have fear and tapasya. Khadiye, make your mind. Tithe Khadiye Surt Mat Man Buddh. How does that happen? By doing the hard work, by the fear of God. We get sharam. We start to say, oh my gosh, look at me. I got work to do. Then Maharaj says, you start to do this. You do bhakti. And then Panda Pao Amrit Titatal. The in Karam Khand now, we get to be in love. Tithe Sito Sita Mehma Mahe. We're absorbed in that Mehma of the Vaheguru. We're in love. And then we become immortal. Because Amrit means immortal. Amrit, immortality. What is that immortality? Maharaj says, Na oh mare, na thage jai. In Karam Khand, that's it. Immortality is here. And then, what about Sachkhand then? Khadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. Sachkhand is the Shabad Khand. Make the Shabad become real. Make Sachkhand here. This is Sachkhand here. When the Sadh Sangat, when the Bhagats start to live Sikhi, they start to make this Sadh Sangat into Sachkhand. So, this is how it links to the previous Panch Paudiyaan. And then how does this happen? Jinko nadar karam tinkar. Nanak nadari nadar nihal. With Guru Sahib's grace, all of this happens. Everything comes back to Ik Oankar Sat. This is the Sat, Guru Prasad. Everything is Guru's Prasad. So we have to beg our Guru to bless us. And Maharaj just kept on all of us, we just have to follow this way. I'm sure I made loads of mistakes in their bodies, us so far. We're now there, next week we're going to go through Slok. Sasangaji, you the Sasangat who are Sachkhand, we are here blessed by your presence. You can bless us all that we can meet our Waheguru and get the right earth of these podium. So Deho Sajana Sisriya, Jehovah Sahib Sio Mail, Pula Chokadi Kya Bakshi Ji, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru.